The war that began on September 11, 2001, never truly ended. It just changed its form, its front lines, and its victims. There are no surrender papers for this kind of war, no flags raised, no clear victories. Only the quiet expansion of a system that watches, listens, and kills, silently, efficiently, endlessly. They called it the War on Terror, but over time it became something else, a war on uncertainty itself. In the weeks after the towers fell, America entered a state of fevered clarity. The world turned into a binary, good and evil, us and them, freedom and fear. And when a nation defines itself as good, every action in its defense becomes righteous, no matter the cost. George W. Bush promised a new crusade. He told the world, either you are with us or you are with the terrorists. In that single sentence, complexity died. The Patriot Act followed. It allowed the government to tap phones, scan emails, monitor bank accounts, and detain without charge. The logic was simple. To protect freedom, we must first suspend it. The CIA expanded its secret prisons across the globe, black sites hidden in Poland, Romania, Thailand, Afghanistan. Men disappeared into them. Some were guilty, many were not. Few ever saw daylight again. But the most profound transformation wasn't physical, it was digital. After 9/11, the American intelligence apparatus built something unprecedented, a surveillance architecture capable of recording the pulse of an entire planet. The National Security Agency began collecting data from everywhere: your phone, your search history, your webcam, your GPS. Every message, every click, every whisper online was absorbed into a growing archive of human behavior. To protect people, the system needed to know them completely. Every fear, every friendship, every forbidden thought, and the people, terrified, allowed it. They traded privacy for safety, intimacy for security. The terrorists had failed to destroy democracy, but in defending itself, democracy began to dismantle its own foundations. Freedom became conditional, and fear became policy. Meanwhile, a new kind of war emerged, one without soldiers, without borders, without accountability. It began with a hum, a sound too faint to notice, too familiar to fear. Above the deserts of Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia, the drone age had begun. Unmanned aerial vehicles, piloted from thousands of miles away, hovered over targets for days, tracking every movement. When the moment came, a button was pressed. The image flashed, the coordinates confirmed, the missile released. The operator would watch through a grainy black and white feed as bodies scattered below. Enemy combatants, suspected militants, or sometimes just families in the wrong place at the wrong time. The screen went dark. The report read, "Enemy neutralized," and the war continued. The drone was efficient. It never slept, never hesitated, never questioned. It was everything a soldier could not be: obedient, emotionless, absolute. But in removing the soldier from the battlefield, humanity was also removed from the act of killing. The distance between cause and consequence grew infinite. For the first time in history, war could be conducted like a video game and watched live from an office chair in Nevada. The new justification was precision. The new morality was technology. Every strike was called surgical, every casualty collateral. But statistics told another story. For every high-value target eliminated, dozens of civilians died. Children playing in courtyards, weddings mistaken for gatherings of insurgents, entire families wiped from existence, their deaths buried under bureaucratic phrasing. Unintended damage. The moral burden that once weighed on Hiroshima now hid behind data points and acronyms, and yet the public remained silent, because these wars had no images of coffins returning home. No front pages of burned villages, only clean footage curated by officials, accompanied by calm voices assuring progress. When war became invisible, so did its victims. Then came 2013. A young contractor named Edward Snowden leaked thousands of classified documents, revealing the vast machinery of surveillance the US had built in secret. The world learned that everything it once considered private was not. Phones were tapped. Cameras watched, allies were spied upon. The excuse was the same: national security. The justification unchanged since 1945. It's necessary. But Snowden's revelations tore through that illusion. For the first time, people began to ask, who protects us from those who protect us? In the name of preventing terror, governments had become omniscient. In the name of freedom, they had built systems that could erase it with a keystroke. The war on terror soon stretched into decades. Presidents changed, but the war did not. Afghanistan became the longest conflict in American history, fought so long that the soldiers who ended it were children when it began. The Taliban, once defeated, returned stronger. Iraq fractured again. ISIS rose, broadcasted its terror live, and gave the world a new face of evil to fear. Each time the war seemed to end, it rebranded. Each new administration gave it a new name, a new vocabulary, a new justification. But the architecture remained. The drones, the databases, the secret programs. The war no longer needed to be declared, it simply existed. What began as a moral crusade against terror became a permanent condition of global governance, and the battlefield, it was everywhere. Your airport, your computer, your pocket. The line between citizen and suspect blurred until it vanished. We began to live as if someone was always watching, because someone always was. The ultimate weapon of the 21st century was not nuclear or chemical or biological. It was informational. Power no longer needed to conquer nations. It only needed to know them. The surveillance state had replaced the empire, and it was welcomed, not by force, but by consent. The irony is devastating. In trying to eliminate terror, humanity learned to live with it. It became the background noise of modern life, a hum beneath the headlines, a faint anxiety behind every digital interaction. The word freedom still appears in speeches, but its meaning has shifted. It no longer means the absence of control. It means the illusion of choice within it, and the line between protection and domination grows thinner with every technological breakthrough. Today, drones are smaller, faster, autonomous. Algorithms decide who to target. Facial recognition predicts threats. Artificial intelligence learns the logic of war. The human element, the doubt, the hesitation, the empathy, has been optimized out. The future of warfare is not destruction, but prediction. Not domination, but surveillance. Not Hiroshima, but an algorithm deciding who might one day become Hiroshima. The war on terror did not end in Afghanistan. It evolved into something larger, a war on uncertainty, fought through data. Every government, every corporation, every platform joined the battlefield. And the cost was invisible, but immense. The death of privacy, the erosion of trust, the normalization of control. The world learned to live under observation, to self-censor, to curate its digital reflection. We no longer needed censors. We became them. Terror, in the end, had achieved what bombs could not. It made us accept a cage as protection. 2 decades after 9/11, the towers of New York have been rebuilt. But the invisible architecture that rose in their place, databases, drone fleets, predictive algorithms, casts a longer shadow than any skyscraper ever could. This is not the world the victims of that day died for. It is the world built in their name. And, like every war before, it began with conviction and ended with compromise. The war on terror promised safety, but delivered surveillance. It promised justice, but delivered judgment without trial. It promised freedom, but taught obedience. And through it all, the same old truth endures. Power, once justified, never relinquishes itself. It only evolves. We used to fear the bomb. Now we fear the algorithm. Both were born from the same place, the belief that control brings peace, and both, in the end, threaten the very humanity they claim to protect. The age of terror was never about religion or ideology. It was about what fear can make us accept, and how easily freedom can be redesigned into a system of surveillance. We do not live in an age of war. We live in an age of permission. And every click, every search, every silence, we give it freely. Thank you for watching. If this story made you think, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into the forces that shape our world. We give it freely. Thank you for watching. If this story made you think, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into the forces that shape our world.